What's up, guys? So, for the college athletes and community service case study, I thought this was pretty interesting. I know not too many people like to go back and talk about their high school days, but touching on community service, in high school, I was required to do 30 hours of community service a year. So, I don't necessarily look at community service as a bad thing. I think it's something that should be done, and makes your team and yourself look a lot better in the community. So, that being said, question number one, if I was an AD, what might be some of the approaches my department could use to get my student athletes involved in community service? To start, I wouldn't have a ton of rewards for community service, because community service should be something you almost enjoy. You're giving back to the community. You're helping those around you. If anything, it's going to help yourself and broaden your network. But who should choose the activity? I think to start, I think a coach should come out and say, hey, look, guys, this is the amount of community service hours that's going to be required for the first semester or for the fall semester. I'd say give them a 2-3 week grace period to figure out what exactly, or like where exactly they are going to do community service. And if they can't figure out some places they're going to go do community service in the first 2-3 weeks, then I would put it on the coach to say, hey, look, for the guys who haven't figured out where they're going to do community service, this is where you're gonna do it, and this is when you're gonna do it. I think emphasis should be put on the student athlete to go out and do this, because it just builds character. Types of community organizations, I think majority of them. I think restaurants, churches. I mean, I know places of religious worship are probably not the best places for public schools, but you don't have to make it all about religion. You can just make it about giving back to the community. I did a lot of my community service at the Ronald McDonald House in Louisville, which is just a hotel for people who have spouses, children in the hospital, and they can't afford a hotel. So I go down there and clean. And I think anywhere you can do community service, go for it. Did any of my friends in high school or college ever do community service? Yes. So with 120 total hours of community service, I'd say that it was pretty fun. Yeah, you get there and you're like, I don't want to do this, but when you see the impact you've made for the people at that organization, it really hits home for you. Is requiring someone to do community service an appropriate punishment for breaking team rules? Yes. Automatically, yes. Because more than likely they're going to come out of community service. They might bitch a little bit and be like, what a waste of time and all that, but deep down they're going to realize that they really helped, and I enjoyed it, so I can't really talk down on it. As an alternative, how could the athletes be disciplined? I'd just say suspension or time away from the team, but I think community service is the best route out there. Even if it is a punishment, like, so be it. Go do community service, help those around you, better the community, all that good stuff.